Okay, John White here with Luke 10, and my new friend, Tony Carey, who is in Limerick, Ireland, which I just love that we get to be friends around the world. And so I think we're going to do two videos here. And in the first one, we're going to tell the story of kind of how Tony got connected with Luke 10 and the first Church 101 group. He's got so much good stuff to say. We have to do a second video, which is some of the fruit that has come from this already. So Tony, how did you find Luke 10? First of all, let's talk about that for just a second.
Okay, about 2 years ago, John, a friend of mine, or actually it was a guy in our church visiting our church, mentioned a book. I read a lot, and I'm always curious about things. And this guy said, "There's a good book you might enjoy," and it was by Felicity Dale, called "An Army of Ordinary People." I read that and I went, "Wow, I would love to live in that space. I would love that." I suppose I am a little bit of an evangelist at heart. I do look out for opportunities to tell people about the gospel. I've led many people to the Lord over the years, and I thought this is really marvelous the way this is approached. So I suppose what that did was it awoken me a little bit, but the problem was I couldn't see how that would work out, what the fruition of that would be, and this bothered me. So I spent time looking up stuff on the internet, and then eventually I came across a video. I think you were in it actually, Tidal Wave. And
Yes.
I saw that, and that just added to this desire to see something wonderful happen. And also in the church I go to, we go to 2 meetings a week. You might have a friend in the church, and you might meet them, outside of that, or 2 friends or whatever. But there isn't a great sense of community. It's almost churches 2 meetings. The main meeting on a Sunday where most people attend, and then there's a prayer meeting during the week, which, a dozen people, 15 people might show up. And that's it. And we really don't know each other that well. Some people we do, and some we don't. And so again, the need for community. I would love to see a community. And again, I'm watching it in this video. So it's Sunday night. What I do on Sunday nights is I look up stuff on YouTube, and Christian stuff and stuff that's interesting. And eventually I came across Luke 10, and I filled out the form, and I asked the question actually because in some way I was hoping that in Ireland somewhere there was somebody else doing this that I'd be able to contact.
Great. So you filled that out, and I got your little readout. I get to see all those, and I thought, Ireland, I'd love to talk to this guy. That's what I thought. I thought, this sounds like a 10-2B answer, Luke 10, verse 2, part B answer. So I said, how about we do a Zoom call? You hadn't done one of those before, but we figured it out. And we got on a Zoom call. You had some questions about Church 101. One of those was that you've got to do it with somebody. And you said, in response to the idea that you needed a partner, you said what?
I said, where will I find someone? How will I find someone to do this? And you mentioned, just ask the Lord. And in my excitement, I rushed out, and I have a very good friend who works with me actually, and we share our lives together. I'm blessed actually to have a Christian working with me. I led him to the Lord actually, and I burst in the door one day and I said, "Guess what?" And I told him about it, and he goes, "Nah, I'm too busy. I haven't got the time." So I was quite deflated after that, and I think I asked another person who I was fully sure would actually do that, and that didn't happen either. So I was going, ooh. And then I said, I'm just going to ask everybody I meet. So literally the next 4 people I asked said yes, and from various different places and locations. And I think I mentioned to you, I didn't even quite explain what it was exactly, or in fact, I wasn't 100% sure myself at the time. But they said yes, and they showed up.
That's crazy. So there are these 5 guys, and they're all some sort of around Limerick, Ireland, right?
They are, within a 20-mile radius of the city that I live in.
So we put you guys together with a couple from England, yes, and Lisa Pinkham, who's one of our leaders, yes, facilitated the group, and give us just a little flavor of what it was like going through Church 101 with this group.
Well, for one, it was exciting because we were doing something that we hadn't done before. I suppose it was a bit of apprehension as well. We ordered in a pizza, and we sat down. We had a bite to eat before we'd start, and then we'd connect to Lisa. And the interesting thing is, I knew it's myself. I'm of the 5 guys. I'm one of the 5. The other 4 guys I knew, but they didn't know each other at all. They'd never met each other before, which was interesting. And I wondered how the dynamic would be.
Yeah.
I think after the first class or lesson that we had, we were still all wondering, where that was going to go. I think by the second one, we were blessed. We knew that something special was happening here with ourselves and what we were hearing, and it awoken within us, I think, a desire just to go with this and find out more about it. And the funny thing is, at the end of every lesson, we would sit back and we'd go, "Where is this going?" that was we were both delighted and not sure of what was going to happen next, but it was lovely. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to end this video. I want to keep the video short, and so this is part 1, and then we're going to do a second video where you get to talk a little bit about where this actually is going, because you finished the course. And now next steps, and you're already seeing some pretty remarkable fruit coming out of this. So we'll come back on that on the next video.